Addiction isn't about weak willpower. It's about a brain that's been rewired to prioritize one thing over survival itself. And understanding that changes everything. Here's what addiction actually does to your brain. 1. It hijacks your reward system. Your brain has a natural reward pathway designed to reinforce behaviors that keep you alive. Eating, connecting, achieving. When you do something beneficial, your brain releases dopamine, the signal that says, do that again. But addictive substances and behaviors flood this system with 2 to 10 times more dopamine than natural rewards. Your brain doesn't know how to process that much. So it adapts. It reduces its own dopamine receptors. Now, natural rewards don't feel like enough. You need more of the substance just to feel normal. Psychology calls this tolerance. 2. It rewires your motivation hierarchy. Normally, your brain prioritizes things like food, relationships, and rest. But addiction physically reshapes the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and impulse control. Over time, the substance or behavior gets moved to the top of your brain's priority list. Not because you chose it, because your brain now believes it's essential for survival. This is why people sacrifice relationships, health, and safety. The brain isn't broken. It's just been reprogrammed with the wrong priority. 3. It creates a pain-pleasure imbalance. Here's something crucial. Dopamine doesn't just create pleasure, it also creates wanting. And over time, addiction shifts the balance. The pleasure you get decreases, but the craving increases. You keep chasing something that no longer feels as good as it used to. Psychologists call this the pleasure-pain imbalance. The brain becomes more sensitive to pain and discomfort, and less sensitive to pleasure. So you reach for the addiction not to feel good, but to stop feeling bad. 4. It damages your ability to choose. This is the part most people misunderstand. Addiction isn't repeated bad choices. It's a condition where your brain's choice mechanism has been compromised. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, the region that helps you override impulses, becomes less active. Meanwhile, the amygdala, the region that drives compulsive behavior, becomes hyperactive. The result is that your brain's stop signal gets quieter, while its go signal gets louder. You're not choosing the addiction. Your brain has lost the ability to choose against it. 5. It convinces you that you're in control. This is the cruelest part. Addiction distorts your insight. Psychology calls this anosognosia, a condition where the brain can't recognize its own condition. Many people in active addiction genuinely believe they can stop any time. They mean it. But their brain has altered their ability to accurately evaluate their own behavior. This isn't denial. It's a neurological blind spot. So how do you actually rewire an addicted brain? Psychology says the most effective path is replacement, not removal. Your brain can't just delete a pathway. It has to build a new one strong enough to compete. This is called neuroplasticity-based recovery. Every time you delay the urge by even 5 minutes, you weaken the old pathway. Every time you choose a different reward, movement, connection, creative flow, you strengthen a new one. The second step is restoring your dopamine baseline. This requires abstinence from the high dopamine trigger for a period of time, typically 30 to 90 days. During this time, your brain slowly upregulates its dopamine receptors back to normal. Small pleasures start feeling pleasurable again. A conversation, a sunset, a good meal. Psychology calls this dopamine reset. The third step is rebuilding the prefrontal cortex. This happens through practices that require impulse control, mindfulness, cold exposure, deliberate breathing, learning a new skill. These activities physically thicken the brain regions responsible for self-regulation. You're not fighting addiction with willpower alone. You're rebuilding the muscle that makes willpower possible. The truth is, addiction is not a moral failure. It's a brain condition that requires treatment, not judgment. Recovery isn't about having more willpower. It's about rewiring a brain that's been trained to work against itself. And that starts with understanding what's actually happening inside your head. If this changed how you think about addiction, subscribe for more psychology content that helps you understand yourself.